I find now that I am here in the middle of this chaos, that I really must make a strong determination and say, okay, now for this period of time, now I will sit and I will not allow my mind to go wandering. And having made that determination when we sit, there's power in that. It's like saying, I will climb to the top of that hill. Rather than starting to walk and say, oh, it's getting to be a little bit difficult. So you say, no, I'm going there. And you set your determination. And in the same way, we set our determination using our bodhicitta motivation to say, okay, now I'm going to use this precious life, which is so temporary. I'm going to use it to its greatest advantage. And I'm going to practice. And when we practice on the cushion, it gives us insight during our day. We get to see how during our day we are spinning. As soon as we catch ourselves spinning. If I found myself thinking about what I would do if the fire came across our land and took our home and took Vajrapani, what I would do, if that thought came into my mind, I immediately stopped it. I just stopped it. So instead of thinking, I had one visualization of standing at the base of the driveway looking up at the house and seeing only a foundation. And I saw that and I said, no. And I'm looking up and I'm seeing the house and putting a bubble around that land and really trying to bring all the holy protectors to that place. So it's very powerful to stop those kinds of spinnings. Otherwise, there's an anxiety that happens in the body and there's a shaking that is really difficult. So cutting it each time, cutting it. Then being present here in the moment. Where I am now, I'm safe. And this is true when we meditate. So oftentimes, when I lead a meditation, you will know that we come into our body, we set our posture, and we settle down into the ground, into a state of relaxation. Because we are so often in our head. We have stories, we're in our head. If we can bring the energy right down to the ground and feel our body in our seat, being grounded in this present moment and really knowing I'm safe. I'm safe. Feeling that, being in the body instead of in the head. There's great benefit to that. And also feeling the sensations in the body, and I say it, I've said it over and over again, and I say it because it's important. I say it because seeing the difference, feeling your body as you settle into a state of relaxation and feeling that relaxation in the body, feeling the muscles release and relax. And then seeing what it feels like in the body and mind when you've been captured by a story. What does it feel like when you go, oh, yeah, there I am there. But stopping in that moment to see what it feels like. Is there tension? Are you holding tight somewhere? Do you see what happens when you get trapped in a story versus when you come back into a state of present moment relaxation? Back to the breath. See what that feels like. Know what that feels like in the body. It makes a very big difference, I think. And I think you may find that that's true. So wherever you are, when anxiety comes, when you can remember that there is a moment of peace when you are sitting, when you bring the mind to a state of relaxation and peace, you know what that feels like. And you know that when you are all tight, you're not there. But you know you can be there. you know that's possible. So you bring yourself there in that moment. You go, oh, yes, okay, yes. And I have watched my own mind during this difficult time as I hear stories of friends who've lost their homes. You know, that really the very big sadness, so much loss, and thinking about all the animals and wishing them well. I see the difference when I'm caught. Because even sadness, of course, we're sad. That's normal. We're not trying to make ourselves into an automaton or something. It's not like that. We feel deeply the sorrow, but we're not trapped down the river of misery because of it. So it's compassion with wisdom. And this we cultivate. So this evening, I thought it would be useful to follow Lama Zopa Rinpoche's advice of the Chenrezig practice, because Chenrezig, this great being of great compassion, we can bring Chenrezig. And instead of bringing our Lama as Shakyamuni Buddha, bring our Lama as Chenrezig when we do our prayers. And as we can recite Chenrezig's mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. We can recite his mantra and practice Tonglen. So when we practice Tonglen, we can simply take away all of the suffering that all the beings are experiencing and then give them everything they need. We can see all the holy ones bringing rain, taking away all the negativity that all beings are suffering from in all 6 realms. So it is a matter of imagination. It's true. We're bringing them in our imagination. But what it does is it's cultivating our own good heart. And it's letting go of our own grasping onto, oh, my suffering, my problem. And as soon as we do that, there's space. There's a little bit of space when we stop grasping onto my problem and we start thinking about how can I help you? So I think maybe we do like that. And Rinpoche suggested we recite the long mantra. And I think mostly we'll recite the short one, but I can recite the long one for you first. And as we begin this, I want to do a meditation, which if you've meditated with me before in retreat, you may have done this meditation. But this meditation, well, I'll let you see what you think of this meditation. I think this is a meditation. It's called an eddy. An eddy is a whirlpool. It's water moving rapidly in a circle, and it produces a depression in the center into which floating objects are drawn, could be drawn. Okay? So I find it a really beneficial meditation to do to help me see how it is that I'm part of a greater whole. Okay? So we'll just spend a little bit of time now settling in to our meditation posture. So if you'll find your meditation seat, and taking some intentional breaths as we breathe in, lengthening our spine. And as we breathe out, settling into relaxation. Breathing into the present moment. And allowing our awareness to settle all the way to the ground. So purposefully do that, bringing the awareness to our crown, and allowing it to simply float gently down. Like a bubble in a lava lamp, gently floating down and radiating out a warm, soothing light, releasing the tension in our brow, and around our eyes, the jaw. Notice how the cheeks just succumb to gravity. Your whole facial muscles soft. The back of your neck, and across your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands and the tips of your fingers. And then beginning to float down your torso, soothing, releasing your upper back, around your shoulder blades, your chest, coming into the small of your back, your belly soft, receiving the full breath. All the way down to your sit bones. Your glutes are soft, your thighs, your calves, your feet and your toes. Feeling the places where your body touches the seat, grounded, stable. Well held by this earth that we share with every living being. The air we breathe, we share with sentient beings. Allow your awareness to attend to the rising and falling of the breath. wherever it manifests most distinctly for you. Allowing the breath to be at the center of the stage, the sensation, perhaps right at the tip of the nostrils. As you breathe out and back in again. If that is comfortable for you. Or attending to the rising and falling of the abdomen. Permission to leave everything else behind. It will wait. Within this still mind, imagine a clear mountain stream floating along peacefully, just flowing. An uneven rock ledge just juts out a bit from the water, just a bit, just enough to create a little waterfall. Some of this water is pushed toward the edge, creating a small eddy in an indentation of the bank. The eddy circles around and around, remaining fixed in its position. it becomes backwater, while the water of the rest of the stream flows by. Turning inward toward itself, the eddy concentrates on the pattern of circling, turning its attention away from the fresh and freely flowing stream. The eddy is defined by this circling pattern. It identifies with its circled boundary. It sees itself as something. It sees itself as separate from the freely flowing stream. Imagine the eddy checking its circular motion, checking it well and checking it often, monitoring it carefully to circle well, to stay in the comfort of the familiar. It compares itself to neighboring eddies, judging and evaluating. It labels itself as separate, independent, and needing to be protective of its own circularity. It comes to cherish its own swirling, the dynamic that creates its own universe, its tiny universe. Just this circling universe. See it there, cherishing the debris caught in the swirls of its muddy orbit. Its view becomes myopic. It forgets all about the ancient mountain which the stream flows down. It forgets the centuries of melting snows and summer rains that create the stream. It forgets the mass of tree roots and the rutted animal paths that determine the course of the stream as it flows down. It forgets all the immeasurable causes and conditions that give rise to its appearance. Not looking, ignoring, the eddy assumes itself according to its ignorance. Ignorance, the first link in the 12 links of dependent origination. the power of ignoring how we create our own eddy. And when we have an opportunity to see that, we have such gratitude because someone has shown us, our Lama has shown us that we can just step out into the stream, that we are part of the stream, that there is an ever-flowing stream, and we are all interdependent. We're all the same water, with the same fundamental nature. So let us turn and take refuge, visualizing our Lama in front of us. I go for refuge until enlightenment to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. By my virtuous actions of giving and so on, may I become a Buddha to benefit all beings. I go for refuge until enlightenment to the mind of enlightenment, to seeing emptiness directly, and to the Arya beings who have. May I become a Buddha to benefit all beings. I go for refuge until enlightenment, with confidence in the knowledge that the nature of my own mind is wisdom, its expression is clarity, and its compassion is all pervasive. May I become a Buddha to benefit all beings. May all beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings find good rebirths and the bliss of liberation. I will help us to have these. Please, Guru Buddha, bless me to be able to do this. So in this case, let us see our Lama as Guru Chenrezig, his body white in color, smiling at us on a lotus and moon seat. Oh, magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus and moon seat above my head. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. And now we imagine that Guru Chenrezig comes to the crown of our head. And as we request these blessings, imagine then that light rays and nectar stream from Chenrezig's heart, entering our crown and filling us with these realizations on the path to enlightenment. May I be inspired by Guru devotion, uplifted by the preciousness of this human life, shed the fetters of attachment and aversion through a knowledge of impermanence, be protected by refuge, guided by a knowledge of actions and their results, aim for liberation through renunciation, be motivated by bodhicitta, opened by giving, disciplined by ethical behavior, strengthened by patience, enthused by joyous effort, stabilized by concentration, and freed by wisdom. O magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus and moon seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and stay with me always until I attain enlightenment. And so now, Guru Chenrezig dissolves into a sphere of light. Comes in down through the center of my body, coming to rest at my heart. And as I recite the long mantra of Chenrezig, allow that light at your heart to expand and grow and fill your body with the love of Chenrezig. Namo Ratnatrayaya, Nama Arya Jnana Sagara, Vairocana Vuyad Rajaya, Tathagataya, Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Oh, here, look. Let's say it together. We'll go back. Very good. Thank you, Angela. Namo Ratnatrayaya, Nama Arya Jnana Sagara, Vairochana Vyuha Rajaya, Tathagataya, Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya, Nama Sarva Tathagatabhye, Arhatebhye, Samyak Sambuddhabhye, Nama Arya Avalokiteshvaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Mahakarunikaya Tayata, Om Dara Dara Diri Diri Duru Duru Ite Vate Chale Chale Prachale Prachale Kusame Kusame Vara Ili Mili Chite Valam Apanai Soha. Then let us chant the short mantra, imagining then that all beings are being completely freed, completely, totally freed of the fires of the deluded mind. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani mani padme hum. Om 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 mani Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum. Now allow this sphere of light to continue to expand out from your heart, radiating in all directions, every being, touching all, completely eliminating all their sorrow, purifying all the karma that would lead them to lower rebirths. Let it fill all the land. Let it go around the globe, eliminating ignorance, hatred, greed, envy, jealousy, miserliness, pride. And bringing love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Let it continue to expand out into the universe, into the multiplicity of universes. And then allow it to contract back, dissolving all conceptual reality. until once again it's the size of the room. And the size of your body. And a small sphere at the level of your heart, which gets smaller and smaller until it becomes completely imperceivable. And you rest here in non-conceptual luminous awareness, moment by moment, allowing appearances to appear as nothing but the play of mind. This is your mind's true nature. It is like the sky. You might ask yourself, what could ever rest on any fraction of the sky? Just so, what could ever rest upon your clear light mind? Release yourself into this pristine fundamental state. Free from the blinding seeds of darkness. With no object to focus upon, the natural mind is clear. The highest king of all meditation is depth and space without an end. and wishing to be of benefit to sentient beings. We once again awaken into this bodhisattva body, making a strong determination to dedicate our life to being of benefit as much as possible. Okay. If you can continue to use that, the mantra of Chenrezig, then that's quite useful. There's so much fire in so many different places. And this is the mantra that Lama Zopa Rinpoche suggested that during the fires of 2017. So I think any mantra, if you have a close heart connection with any deity and any mantra, I think any mantra with that attitude of bringing rain to minds on fire, you know. And then seeing all the causes for people's suffering being completely eliminated. That is so useful. It's useful also, you know, for our own mind. We begin to see how it is, then we get out of that eddy. You know, I thought if we had the time and we went into breakout rooms that we would discuss what that means to trap ourselves in a circular eddy, you know, bringing in all the debris, you know, all of our stuff, holding on to it, even the painful stuff, you know, even the painful stuff we hold it because it's mine. I'm the eddy and this is my stuff. Just to think about that. Last week I thought, oh, interesting, we did the meditation on change. I thought, oh, we might be having a very big change. Yes, to become a refugee. Standing in line at the post office in Watsonville to pick up my mail. I had to drive there today to get my mail. And I heard someone come up to get in the line and said, "Is this the line for the refugees?" And I thought, yeah, you know, this is it, you know. And this is nothing compared to, this is really nothing compared to the suffering of being a true refugee, leaving your home, your country. So it's really to think about how change happens and how the suffering comes not from the change, but from clinging. This clinging to what we love, to what we want to keep. Heartbreak doesn't come from losing the one you love. It comes from clinging to a dream about what might be. So during these times, it's interesting and useful to really think about using change and looking at where we cling, looking at what is it that I hold as mine, Hmm? And what will happen as I must let go of that? What happens then? As much as possible, just holding gently, holding gently. So let us say our say our prayers, our dedication prayers, so that we put it in the bank, put it in our merit bank. By merit of this virtue, may I become Buddha and lead all beings, everyone, into that enlightened state. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow, and may that born not decline, but increase more and more. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, find an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merit. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms, the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be free. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, there too may I remain to dispel the misery of the world. And let's also please dedicate to the long lives of all of our spiritual masters. And may the fires wherever they burn be quelled. May the pandemic be finished. And may there be world peace based on enlightened politics. May all obstacles be pacified. And anyone in your life that you know is suffering now, Okay, thank you very much, everyone.